Hey Bobcats, Mr. Flato here. Welcome back to another fantastic week at the Helena Middle School. This is going to be the last week before spring break, so let's make sure we finish. Let's make sure we're here every single day in every single class period, fully attentive, getting the most out of this week we can before we get hopefully a relaxing 1 week off. I got some really cool stuff for you today, and I want to get to that quick. First, I want to introduce the NCAA HMS Reading March Madness Challenge, and I'm going to explain this here in a little bit here in the Bob lesson, but essentially it's going to be reading on your own at night, tracking minutes, and it's going to be advisors that are pitted against each other for the week, and there's going to be some really cool prizes, so I'm super excited about that. Our normal Bob lesson, I'm going to break a little bit into talking about success. What does success look like? How to be successful? What different definitions of success are? I'm going to share one of my favorite YouTube videos with you guys today. This one's my favorite. I'm getting really excited for it. And without further ado, let's get rocking and rolling on Bob lesson number 25. And I think I'm going to name Bob lesson number 25, How Badly Do You Want to Be Successful? So let's get to it. Make it a great week. Bobcats, the last week before spring break. All right, Bobcats, we are on to Bob lesson number 25. And Bob lesson number 25 is going to be the intro for the next week or two. I'm going to talk about success and being successful and what it takes to be successful and definitions of success. And today's is going to be called How Badly Do You Want to Be Successful? And I can't wait for this one because today I am sharing one of my favorite YouTube videos with you, and I hope you guys like it. But first, as always, before we get started, let's be our best this week at HMS. Let's be safe, let's be responsible, let's be respectful, and let's be a learner. All right, before we get going on this week's Bob lesson, or How Badly Do You Want to Be Successful, I want to talk real quick about the HMS March Madness Reading Challenge. This is going to start today, March 21st, and you can get all the details from your advisor, but I believe advisors are going to be having read-offs on your honor system. How many minutes do you read? And you're going to be matched up against other advisors, and it's going to go for the next 3 weeks. So this is the bracket everybody is going to start in. The winner, whatever advisor reads the most minutes, will advance. If you are not the winner, you will go to the second chance bracket where you will be matched against other second chance bracket second round advisors. If you do not win that one, then you can go to the consolation bracket, and there are going to be winners at each level. Here's an overview of how it's going to look. You go from the main bracket to the second chance bracket down to the consolation bracket, and you don't need to understand this all right now. I'm just kind of giving it an intro. Bottom line, folks, is we got to be reading. We got to be reading at night, on the weekends, over spring break, and on our own. Track your minutes, report it to your advisor. Each of the brackets are going to have some prizes that may include some pizza parties, root beer floats, and we're also going to have a grand prize, which is going to be a school-wide competition. And rumor on the street is that whoever wins the grand prize reading challenge is going to get to duct tape Mr. McKay to the wall. So just wanted to give you guys a brief intro here. Your advisors will have all the details on this, and the goal is to start reading on your own. I did some reading this weekend, and that's one of my goals for spring, is to get back reading more. All right, to intro this next Bob lesson, I wanted to show you guys this picture of this iceberg. For many of you, you've seen icebergs, and what's cool about icebergs is you can just see a little bit coming out of the top, and the main metaphor behind an iceberg is there's way more beneath the surface. There's way more that you can't see that's below the surface than there is that you can see. And I'm going to go through this for probably the next couple of weeks, talking about success and all the things that you can't see that go along with success. And we're going to start today talking about hard work, and I'm going to share one of my favorite videos with you. One of my mentors in education used to always say, for kids like you, if you have a work ethic and you can work hard, there's always a place for you in this world. So let's get moving on to this video. I hope you guys like it.
There was a young man who, he wanted to make a lot of money, and so he went to this guru, right? And he told the guru, I want to be on the same level you are. And so the guru said, if you want to be on the same level I'm on, I'll meet you tomorrow at the beach at 4 a.m. He liked the beach. I said, I want to make money. I don't want to swim. Guru said, if you want to make money, I'll meet you tomorrow, 4 a.m. So the young man got there at 4 a.m. He all ready to rock and roll, got on the suit. He should have wore shorts. The old man grabs his hand and said, how bad do you want to be successful? He said, real bad. He said, walk on out in the water. So he walks out into the water. Watch this. When he walks out into the water, it goes waist deep. So he like, this guy crazy. Adrian, he like, I want to make money. He got me out here swimming. I didn't ask to be a lifeguard. I want to make money. He got me in. So he said, come out a little further. Walked out a little further. Then he had it right around this area. He told the guy, he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. I don't know how many of y'all got asthma in here today, but if you ever had an asthma attack before, you short of breath, SOB, shortness of breath, you wheezing. The only thing you trying to do is get some air. You don't care about no basketball game. You don't care what's on TV. You don't care about nobody calling you. You don't care about a party. The only thing you care about when you're trying to breathe is to get some fresh air. That's it. And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you got to be willing to give up sleep. You got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you're going to have to stay up 3 days in a row. Because if you go to sleep, you might miss the opportunity to be successful. That's how bad you got to want it. You got to go days without, listen to me, you got to want to be successful so bad that you forget to eat. Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside. And something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever. The most important thing is this: to be able at any moment to sacrifice what you are for what you will become. Will a real Eric Thomas please stand up? Stop being this high school dropout. Stop giving up. Stop sleeping on the street. Stop walking up and down Finkel Avenue like you ain't got nothing, and get your GED. Stop being afraid to take a test. Stop being afraid to go to college because your daddy didn't go and your mama didn't go. Stop being afraid and be the best Eric Thomas you can be. But listen to me, it's going to be hard. It took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree, but I got it. And guess what? On a degree, it don't have dates. So if it took you 4 and it took me 12, it don't show up nowhere. But I'm exactly where I wanted to be because I realized I got to commit my very being to this thing. I got to breathe it. I got to eat it. I got to sleep it. And until you get there, you'll never be successful in life. But once you get there, I guarantee you, the world is yours. So work hard and you can have whatever it is you want.
Wow, I love that video. Every time I watch that, that gives me goosebumps. So I want to make a couple important points about this video because there is a couple things I want to break down and talk about. I love this story. It's about a guy, for those of you that maybe had a hard time following it, that saw somebody older that was successful and said, man, I want to be just like you. I want to teach me what to do to be successful just like you. And the guy said, okay, well, meet me at the beach at 4 a.m. the next day. So the guy shows up at the beach in a suit, and he's thinking he's going to follow him around, trail him for the day, and learn how he's successful. And the guy asks him, you know, walk out there in the water, walk a little further, and he walks out to the point where he's up to the water's up to his chin, and then the guy jumps in after him and puts him under the water, which we should never do to people, by the way. And the whole point of this was When you're underwater, the most important thing in life is to breathe, is to get some oxygen. And he said, when you want to breathe, when you want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe, that's what it takes. And what he's referring to is hard work. And I want to make a couple points, because success doesn't necessarily mean making money. In this video, the money was referenced, but there are many definitions of success, and I want to put that out there. Making money in life is not the most important thing. As middle school students, it is important to get 8 to 11 hours of sleep. He referenced in there, I think in one version with Beyonce or 50 Cent, they were talking about how you might have to go and get only a couple hours of sleep. For middle school students, that is not healthy. Also, he talked about being so busy and working so hard that you don't have time to eat. It is important for middle school students to eat 3 square meals, if not 4 or 5, every single day. So what things are more important to you than be successful? He talked about being cool or doing different things or being accepted, and how some people put other things in the place, or they have other things that are priorities over being successful. And what he's saying in the video is, if you want to be successful at something, you got to make that number one. Sacrifice what you are for what you want to become. Are you willing to do it, and are you willing to pay the price? And there's a quote that ended it was, commit your very being to being successful. Work hard, and you can have whatever it is that you want in life. And what this video was about to me is dedicating yourself to something. Working hard. There's no substitute in life for working hard. Somebody that was a mentor to me in education my first few years used to always say, if you give me somebody that will work their butt off, that'll work hard, there is a place out in society for them. And I'm a huge believer in hard work and dedicating yourself to whatever it is that you want to do. All right, our quote of the week comes from that video. And our quote of the week is, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I love that quote. Guys, every single person in this school, every single one of you, every last one of you, you guys can go out and do whatever it is you want to do in life. I firmly believe that. At the end of the day, it comes down to how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be successful? How hard are you willing to work to accomplish your goals and to accomplish your dreams? When you want to accomplish them as bad as you want to breathe, when you're underwater and struggling for breath, that is the ticket right there. All right, let's get on to the JellyBean question of the week winners. This was a really tough one, and the answer was 131122221. There was a certain pattern there if you were able to figure it out. And we only had 3 students. This must have been a hard one, because I had Sophie. Sophie, you entered like 4 or 5 times. I'll accept your answer because you got it right, but don't do that. You only get one answer. You can't stuff the ballot box, Sophie. And Odessa Zentz and Freedom Nash. So if you guys see me, come find me before school, after school, sometime on your own free time, and I have jelly beans for you. This week's JellyBean question of the week question is, many have heard me, but no one has seen me, and I will not speak back until spoken to. What am I? All right, folks, for many of you, you tell me that you don't get to see the end of the Bob lesson because advisory runs short or you were gone that day, and I wanted to show you a quick and easy way to find them if that is the case. You simply go into YouTube, type in my name, my full name, click on the top, and you can clearly see all of the uploads and all of the Bob lessons that we have done. You can find old Bob lessons if you want to watch them again. They are all stored right there on the internet under YouTube. Just simply go in and put in my name, Kevin Flato, and you can have access to them there as well. Remember this one? This one was probably my favorite. Hey Bobcats, Mr. Flato
No
here.
Shave
Welcome
November.
To another fantastic week at HMS. We have a little bit of a... All right, folks, you know the drill. Don't go out and have a great week. Go out, grab life by the horns, and make a great week.